Advocate Malesela Teffo is planning to sue the police ministry for contempt of court. Last week, he was handcuffed and arrested in court in full view of the media. The advocate claims that Police Minister Chicco and the National Police Commissioner are involved in his arrest. Teffo, of course, representing 4 of the 5 men accused of murdering Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa. eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane has been following those proceedings. She joins us live for an update. So, Slee, talk to us about the latest with Advocate Teffo. On what grounds is he suing?
Well, from what we understand is that he believes that his arrest shouldn't have taken place in the first place. He's saying that not only was it a move to try and humiliate him, but he's questioning the legality of that warrant of arrest, saying that he believes that there's some collusion taking place from the NPA as well as the police ministry. In fact, he says that there is an issue around the magistrate itself who issued and signed off that warrant of arrest. But we also had an opportunity, of course, to speak to his lawyer around the matter of possibly suing the cops in the near future, and this is what he had to say.
They just wanted to distract him, and we are going to sue. The only reason why we sue is not about Teffo not attending the court. They might be right on that one. The issue here is the timing, the place, and the moment and the manner he was arrested. That was contempt of court. They cannot arrest someone inside a court building. And the videos are very clear. He was not even warned of his rights.
Firstly, have you been able to find out if, in fact, it is against the law to arrest someone inside court, which is what, of course, his lawyer is arguing?
So there seems to be different views, especially within the legal fraternity, Sally, about whether it is legal for someone to be arrested inside court. The expert I've spoken to says, yes, it is legal, it can happen. However, in this particular scenario, it's suspicious because we have Advocate Teffo who is alleging that there's a conspiracy to get him off the Senzo Meyiwa trial. We know that this particular warrant of arrest was signed off back in January. Hence, the timing and the manner in which it was done is being questioned at this point. So we did speak to Mr. Alton Hart from the UJ Law Clinic, and this is what he had to say.
Yes, you can be arrested in a court of law because it happens so many times that an accused person is in custody on another matter, and then a new docket is opened against that accused person while he's appearing. Then the investigating officers, because sometimes tracing of suspects becomes a problem, and they would come to that specific court where the person appears, and then they actually arrest that person. But the way in which SEPS conducted itself with the arrest of Advocate Teffo, it's like the old Africans saying that they've hit their name with a plank, straight up, because it does not make sense. It tells the public that whatever he is saying about these conspiracy theories against him, it sort of half gives substance to that story that he's saying that people are out to get him and those type of things. And I think this, if people had a little bit of confidence in the police, I think with this move that they pulled in court to arrest him while you guys were all there, all the media journalists were there to arrest him, was not a wise move at all, because Advocate Teffo, he does have chambers, he does have a home address, which is known to these guys. Why not go to his house? Why not leave a message with him to say, come and see the investigating officer at Hillbrow at this specific time? Because he's an officer of the court, he will go.
All right, so what I'm getting from that is you can actually arrest someone in a court building or in a court on a charge, but the methods employed by the police, absolute overkill. But of course, his lawyer claiming that this is all an attempt to put him off the Senzo Meyiwa case. So do we know if he is still going to be representing those 4 accused in the Meyiwa trial when it resumes?
At this point, we know that he's certainly determined to remain on that Senzo Meyiwa trial. His lawyer says that, of course, with Teffo back in court on the 27th of May, it is cutting it quite close in terms of the trial actually resuming on the 30th of May. But we know that they're hoping that, in fact, that these charges will be thrown out of court, and they're hoping that by the time that the trial resumes, they would have wrapped up the issues around the charges that Teffo is facing at the moment.
And I have to ask you before you go about this arrest of Chicco Twala. Of course, he's a well-known music producer. But when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa trial, of course, we know that he's the father of Longwe Twala, who was in the house with Senzo on that night in October 2013 when Senzo was murdered. And of course, in the vacuum that has been created before this matter has come to trial, there have been so many theories and conspiracy theories about the possible involvement of any number of people in the house that night. But this relates bizarrely to our top story, which is about electricity supply. And it seems that Chicco Twala was arrested because he attacked city power officials, I think on the 1st in the evening, who he suspected, he says, were cable thieves. Please tell me about this story, what he said about it, and what happened in court today.
So we heard some of this news this morning, but we did just receive a statement from the NPA confirming that particular arrest. We know that he appeared in the Randburg Magistrates Court and was granted bail of around 2,000 rand. He's facing charges of pointing something that resembles a firearm as well as common assault, and it involves him allegedly attacking a technician from City Power who was actually in the area to try and fix a power issue that had arisen. And it seems as though Mr. Twala may have pointed what is being said to be a toy gun, and he was under the impression that he was dealing with cable thieves as opposed to a technician. But what was really interesting, Sally, was what he had to say. Apparently, he was able to have access to his phone while he was in cells, and he was able to send out a voice note as well as a somewhat of a statement saying that his arrest is proof that nobody is above the law. We know, of course, the different theories surrounding the Senzo Meyiwa trial and the involvement of the people in the house, and how some people believe that his son, Longwe, may have been the one who possibly pulled the trigger on that evening, and that it's alleged that Chicco Twala paid large sums of money to have this huge cover-up take place. He then released a statement following his arrest saying that for me, my arrest is a victory to me and a defeat to all the evil people who portray me as a mafia who is behind the Senzo Meyiwa killing. My arrest is proof that I'm not above the law and I can be arrested if any person there's a criminal charge against me. So I think he's using this opportunity to once again try and clear his name.
Completely bizarre situation. Thank you so much for that update. That's eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane.